Tennessee, 1820. The Bell family had stopped sleeping. Every night, knocking echoed through the farmhouse walls. 3 knocks, then silence, then 3 more. No matter how many times John Bell searched the property, no one was there. The sounds grew worse, scratching inside the walls, footsteps across the roof, whispers coming from empty rooms. Soon, the family began hearing a voice. At first, it sounded like a woman, then an old man, then a child. It could mimic anyone. Word spread throughout the countryside until a young preacher named Samuel Carter volunteered to investigate. Samuel was only 26 years old, fresh from seminary, full of faith, and completely unprepared for what he would find. The Bell family welcomed him into their home. That evening, they gathered around the fireplace and told him everything. Samuel listened carefully. When they finished, he smiled. "Whatever this is," he said, "Christ is greater." For the first time in weeks, the family seemed hopeful. Then a voice spoke from inside the wall beside him. "Is he?" Everyone froze. Samuel slowly turned toward the sound. The voice laughed. It was the voice of his own father. His father had been dead for 10 years. Samuel felt the blood drain from his face. The room became silent. Then the voice spoke again. This time, it quoted scripture. "Even the devils believe right." It hissed. The preacher nodded. "That verse is true." The voice continued. "But fear is stronger than faith, Samuel." Something about the words felt wrong. The verse was real. The message was not. The thing was twisting scripture, using truth to tell a lie. The knocking began again. Bang, bang, bang. The walls shook. Then the voice started revealing secrets. It spoke of sins committed years earlier, private arguments, hidden grudges, things nobody else could know. One by one, the family members began crying. The entity knew everything. Samuel realized something important. The voice never offered hope, never offered grace, never pointed anyone toward God. It only accused, condemned, humiliated. Then it turned toward him. "Tell them about your brother." Samuel's heart stopped. Nobody in Tennessee knew about his brother. Years ago, they had argued. His brother died before they could reconcile. The guilt had haunted him ever since. The room fell silent. The voice laughed. "You preach forgiveness, but you cannot forgive yourself." Samuel's hands trembled. For a moment, he wanted to run. Then he remembered something. The enemy always accuses. Christ always restores. One produces fear. The other produces life. Samuel stood. The room suddenly became ice cold. The candles flickered. The knocking became violent. But the preacher raised his Bible and spoke. "You know scripture." The voice laughed. So did the serpent. The laughter stopped. "You can quote verses," Samuel continued, "but you cannot speak truth because truth is a person." The house shook. The walls groaned. Then every voice vanished. The room became silent. Samuel continued praying. Not loudly, not dramatically. Just calmly, confidently. The family joined him. Minutes passed. Then an hour. Nothing happened. For the first time in months, the house was quiet. The knocking never returned. Years later, Samuel would tell people the lesson he learned that night. Not every spiritual voice comes from God. Some voices know scripture. Some voices know your past. Some voices even know your fears. But if the message produces despair, condemnation, and terror instead of hope, grace, and truth, it is not the voice of the shepherd, because the voice of Christ may convict, but it never condemns, and his voice always leads his people home.